First, before we get into the conversation this morning, I want to share with you the gorgeous view that we get as we come up around over the spaghetti bowl for our morning transport route. This is one of my favorite views of the mountain range over here. You can't really see it, it's a little misty today, but you just get that kind of the whole view of the mountains kind of spread out in front, which is kind of cool. So, good morning everybody from the Canine Concierge Transport. Kathy Brooks here with a carload of canines. And I seem to be getting a lot of requests lately for people who need potty training for their dog. So I thought it would be an interesting conversation, one-way conversation, unless you decide to chime in, on potty training. So when you've got a young puppy, so we're going to call puppies or anything younger than 8 months. 8 months to about a year and a half is considered adolescent-ish, depending on the breed. Giant breeds mature a little bit more slowly. But behaviorally speaking, 8 months to about a year and a half is adolescence. And then over about a year and a half, 18 months or so, to about 8 is considered adult. And over 8, 9 years old, you're looking at a geriatric or a senior dog. Okay, so those are our kind of main categories. By the time a dog is roughly between 6 and 8 months old, it should be pretty reliably housebroken. That means your dog is not going to the bathroom in the house. Training your dog to go to the bathroom in the house using pee pads and telling it that that's okay is a really, really bad behavioral, will have bad behavioral impact. Dogs by nature do not go to the bathroom where they reside in their domicile. And so encouraging a dog to go to the bathroom on a pee pad, even if you think it's inside a reasonable area, what you're doing is you're signaling to the dog that it's marking its territory. You're also destabilizing its understanding of the natural order of things. They're supposed to be going to the bathroom outside, away from where they live. Now, for folks who live in high-rises, I know a lot of people who live in, New York or downtown LA or Chicago, where, going from the 30th floor to downstairs to get your dog out all the time isn't always possible. Hopefully, your place maybe has a rooftop pee area for the dogs, relief area, or you have some sort of terrace or balcony where you can put a little square potty area. They come with artificial turf, they come with squares of real turf that you can get, but the long and the short of it is that your dog should not, under any circumstances, ever to be trained to go to the bathroom inside. You will have behavioral issues later in life. And without fail, when people contact me and they say, oh, well, I need some help with potty training, and they're talking about a 3, 4, 5, 7-year-old dog, they tend to be smaller breed dogs that have been trained to go on pee pads, or dogs that did not get properly potty broken early. Imagine if you had a kid and you never taught them how to use a bathroom, and they just kind of squatted wherever they felt like it to go to the bathroom. This would not be acceptable. For a lot of reasons, and you'd probably have other behavioral problems as well. So if your dog is over, say, 6 to 8 months old, by which point in time the dog should be fairly reliably housebroken. They may still have an accident here or there, but for the most part, your dog is not going to be going to the bathroom inside anymore. They can hold their bladder long enough in between times to get outside. If you don't have the means to get your dog outside on a reasonable basis to go to the bathroom, your dog doesn't have access to go outside on a reasonable basis, you don't have the means to have someone who can get your dog outside, I don't mean to put too fine a point on it, but you might want to rethink whether you should have a dog, really, because you will be setting yourself up for behavioral problems down the road. Now, people are going to be pissed off that I said that. I'm sorry to be honest, but that's the story. If you don't have the ability to provide for the care of the dog's needs, getting it regular walks, getting it outside to go to the bathroom on a regular schedule, now whether that's your home, someone's home, you can have someone come to take the dog out, or you have the means to have your dog be at a care facility where its needs are going to be met. you really need to rethink whether you're able to support the needs of the dog. It's just kind of how it is. Because then when your dog starts marking in the house and tearing things up, and then starts having other bad behaviors, and then you say, well, I need to get rid of this dog because it's not behaving well. And now you've put a dog in the shelter that's got an array of behavioral problems that may or may not create a problem for that dog to get adopted. So these are the unintended consequences of not thinking all the way through the needs of the dog before bringing the dog into the home. And once the dog comes into the home, making sure that you're able to maintain that. Now, people's lives change, things change, people's circumstances change, but the dog's needs remain the same. The dog's needs still need to be met. So you still need to be able to ensure that you're taking care of those dog's needs. So when I get a call from someone or an email from somebody whose dog is 3, 4, 5 years old saying, well, I need help with potty training, you don't need help with potty training. You've got a behavioral problem with your dog that is not just as simple as teaching it to where to go to the bathroom. You need to unravel at that point the dog's expectation and understanding of the world, which is that it's not in charge, that the order of things is not what the dog has believed the order of things to be, and that takes time, and it's not an overnight fix. It's not an overnight fix. It wasn't terribly ranty today. I guess that was a little ranty. It was a little ranty. Not so bad. Not so bad. It's Friday. I'll let you guys off the hook. So that's the story. Your dog's over 6, 8 months old and still going to the bathroom in the house. You don't have a potty breaking problem. You got a behavioral problem. So, gotta get that fixed.